Hey guys, happy Friday. How's everybody today? How are y'all feeling? I have one of my favorite people, the king of YouTube, the king of media, my friend Kempire. Kempire, welcome. How do you feel?
I feel great. It's Friday. It's a beautiful Friday here in New York City. We're still getting summer weather, even though fall is upon us.
I know.
But it's beautiful here. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a fun time. It's been a while. Well, I've been moving too, so all of that.
When I tell you, we always have a good time. I mean, y'all, you guys should see it. Kempire sends me the funniest text. Like, we have such a key just talking about all this stuff behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I was telling you a little bit earlier about some talking about all this stuff behind the scenes.
Ooh, that me.
You know,
didn't I say I wanted to prevent that?
Oh, it's okay.
I did it.
I thought it was me. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope that's not me.
No, I knew it was me because I had opened it up before. And I was like, damn it. Just when you're fully prepared.
Oh, it's okay.
Keep my fourth wall in.
No, but so y'all, we're going to get into some things. I have some tea for y'all because you guys know I was at the Real Housewives of New York premiere last night. So I'm going to talk about some of that. But I do want to start things off with the Diddy drama, the diddler. I have been watching all of your videos on all the updates. I saw your latest one about him on S Watch.
Mm-hmm.
I want your thoughts. Do you think that there's a chance that he might try to do something to himself? You guys, this is YouTube, so we can't say certain words, so we have to speak in code.
Which is interesting because the video that I did, because I did it last night because I've been working overtime when it comes to this diddler story. And I kind of kept it the way that it was with the actual word in the title to see if they would do anything. There is a warning on it, but they didn't demonetize it. So YouTube, can you give us guidelines of words we can and cannot say? I just feel like I can't say anything, and we are grown and we need to be able to talk about things. And I just want to be able to say these things. There are advertisers that are okay with some of the conversations that we're having. So let's figure that out, YouTube. But yeah, I've been, that was last night's story. I just posted another video right before this in regards to the arrest footage. That is the breaking news today, that TMZ got their hands on the arrest footage, the hotel camera footage of Diddy getting arrested at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan by the feds. However, I am perplexed because they took him out the front door where New York City pedestrians, we are in 2024. No one has this footage, like real footage, all up in his face. Like, y'all don't have any of that? I don't know. But we do have the hotel camera footage. The hotel, y'all gonna be in some trouble. Really? Just saying. Anyways, that's the latest. Oh, wait, that's not the only thing about the diddler. So in 2018, there was an interrogation of this porn star.
Mm-hmm.
And this person confirmed what Cassie later said in 2023 in her lawsuit about what Diddy made her do with S workers. And he also confirmed, allegedly, that DJ Khaled and Rick Ross are gay. I mean, I don't know if I believe everything in this interrogation, but the fact that this happened in 2018 and the way that he described it is exactly how Cassie described it in her lawsuit made me go, oh, well, maybe everything that he's saying in this is true.
Well, they're saying that the memoir, Kim Porter's memoir, has been discovered. Did you see that?
I talked about that too. Well, I didn't talk about it at length. Here's the reason why. Because they have not been able to verify that this is actually Kim Porter's book. However, the publisher released 60 pages from her diary, and they're claiming that the person that gave it to them, they trust the person. You haven't told us who this person is, so how are we supposed to trust that? I mean, I still think they need to open up the Kim Porter case.
Yes, I agree. Do you think that they might open this? I hope they do.
I don't think it's going to be today or tomorrow, but maybe in the future. So I'll be sure you know who is the father of Quincy, but Quincy has been raised by the diddler.
Yep.
And he's basically confirming what a lot of people have been saying. You remember he was on death's door,
Yes.
door just a few years ago. And he has been already alluding that Diddy is a pretty terrible human being. So I kind of give Al B. Shore grace because people want to call him a deadbeat father. How do we know that Al B. Shore wasn't pushed out of Quincy's life by Diddy? Diddy did not want Kim Porter having any relationship. Even when they were over, he was still interfering in her personal life, allegedly.
That's true, but the only reason why he's been branded as a deadbeat father is because he was not around for his other two sons.
Oh, well then.
Other wives.
You know, I try to give some grace.
I'm just saying. So no, you might be right. Two things can be true. Maybe, Diddy did push him away to raise Quincy as his own, but he was also a willing deadbeat to the other two kids by the other two wives.
Put that on a t-shirt. Willing deadbeat.
No, because they had his unsung episode, and I remember I watched some of it, and his sons from the previous marriages said that he wasn't around, and they never understood why. And he didn't have an explanation for why he wasn't around for the other two sons.
He didn't have an explanation at all?
He was literally stuttering and stammering. There was no explanation whatsoever. He sort of made it like, well, I wasn't ready, or like pretty much like he wasn't man enough, even though he was well into his 30s when he had the other two sons. But
you know what?
Well, I'm not trying to be funny, but he really did have excuses for why he wasn't around. So that's why I
think it's kind of messy that because he knows what Quincy is going through, losing his mother and now a father figure. Even if he has completely changed his mind on how Diddy is, this is still someone he has to make sense in his head. Like this was the man that I trusted. This is my father. He probably still not come to terms with that. So I'll be sure in his comments and liking of comments on social media is not helpful to Quincy's state of mind and mental health.
No, it's not. And then I see there's a lot of discourse on Twitter with how people are mad at the kids for supporting Diddy. And it's one of those things where it's like you can not understand it, but like you said, that's their father. Yeah. So they don't want to believe this. But it's just there's so much. It's just
we need to put ourselves in their place. If this was your mom or your dad, how would you feel? Are you going to immediately believe the hype? We don't know what they've seen or what they've said or what they've been involved in.
No. Well, the one son, Christian, has the case against him because he was also acting just like his father, the one who looks just like him.
Spitting image.
King. Yeah, spitting image.
He goes by King now.
Yes.
Christian.
Yeah.
I wonder, I was talking about this with Stephanie St. Aubin, an attorney, in regards to breaking down this case. We did a collaboration this week. And it was interesting because she pointed out when he was trying to get bail, Diddy was trying to get bail, he gave up the passports of his children, his female children, his daughters, and his mother, Janice Combs.
Oh.
But not Christian, not Justin, not Quincy. And I thought that was interesting.
I didn't even notice that. That's very interesting.
He pointed out, well, the young girls are minors, and Janice Combs, they're allegedly thinking, does that mean that she's under conservatorship and he's over that? I don't know. But who's taking care of her now? He gave up her home as collateral, but they didn't accept it anyway. So.
And he was trying to, he tried to get bail 2 times, 50 million and then 75 million.
So the magistrate judge that saw this, the first time that this happened, denied his bail. Then they had the district judge, who is the person that will oversee the actual trial, denied the bail. And they listed, I mean, if you look at the detention hearing, they explain exactly why they feel like this particular person is a danger to society. He's a flight risk. He will reach out to witnesses. They have proof of him reaching out to witnesses before. Kalena Harper from Diddy Dirty Money, 128 times in a span of 4 days, he reached out to her. And then all of a sudden you saw her Instagram story basically saying that was not my experience in regards to Dawn Richard's 55-page lawsuit. First of all, what the feds found, you already know. The Southern District of New York does not play. If they are bringing charges against you, they already have the information that they need to lock you up. He has 3 counts that he's facing.
Racketeering.
Some of the things we can't even mention.
Yes, that, and then other things that we can't mention. But yeah, I
And
think
I heard the conspiracy for racketeering, according to the attorney that I spoke to this week, Stephanie, she said that's the easiest one to prove, and that one has a sentence of life in prison.
oh, good. Good. No, that's what he deserves. He needs a triple life sentence. Honestly, he needs to be there. They need to grant him 300 years in jail, so that if he were to come back from the dead, he's going to be right back in jail.
You know what, Brooke?
This was an evil man.
I agree 100%, but damn, not dying and coming back and serving time.
And if he comes back again in another lifetime, he needs to be in jail the rest of his life. Every lifetime, he needs to be in jail.
I think a lot of his victims are taking a sigh of relief that he's in prison. I don't know how much of a sigh of relief, because remember, he did not do this on his own. There were a lot of people that were involved. Some, I think, are cooperating with the feds, but some that are quitting their jobs. I heard the day that he was arrested, so many top-level executives dropped out of their positions. We're looking at you, Kevin Liles.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think that he has there's something there. There's something there. And I think we're going to see more and more. They showed a clip of Clive Davis. Did you see? He's
still with us? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's 93. I didn't know he was still with us either, but yeah, he's still here, and he's like holding on to like this like handler, a young man, and the paparazzi are talking to him like, "Oh, what do you think about the whole Diddy thing?" Because remember, Clive Davis was Diddy's mentor.
Yep.
We all know the stories about Clive Davis, allegedly. Let me just put that in there. But they're asking him about Diddy, and he's pretending like he doesn't know. He's playing the whole feeble old man.
He's giving you Tom Girardi.
Yes, Tom Girardi, the way Bill Cosby was doing, trying to act blind and deaf, and act like he can't hear anything or he can't see. That's how Clive was acting. And it's like,
it might be somewhat true. He's 93, and we just asked if he was still with us. It might be somewhat true.
He knows about all the evil that he's done. He hasn't forgotten anything.
Oh,
I'm serious. I feel that people who are just, inherently are just people who are evil like this, I think that they remember every single thing that they've done. I do. I honestly believe that they know, even though they're, they go to sleep at night, they still have the memories running back in their head every single night. They're not truly at peace.
Yeah.
Despite Diddy getting away with this for 3 decades, he wasn't truly at peace. He was tormented.
Unless he's a narcissist. And I have a feeling that he was at that level of just the fact that he continued. That's the element that we found out this week. Even after he was exposed in Cassie's 35-page lawsuit with a trigger warning. I read that stuff. It needed a trigger warning. Even after that, according to the prosecutors of the Southern District of New York, he continued with this behavior into this year. That's why the baby oil and the lube and all that stuff was still at his house, and the AR-15 still in your house. So for me, he was just blatantly didn't care, which says to me, first of all, who's on those tapes? What information does he have over other people? Also makes me wonder, is the SDNY looking for someone bigger, a bigger fish than Diddy? Who knows?
There's a few people that I want to come forward. I would like for Usher, because we all know that Usher has stories. Usher was 14 when he was under Diddy's care. Remember that? Usher told the story in his Behind the Music that he lived with Diddy when he was 14. Lord knows what he saw.
John Richard's lawsuit said that he was there the day Usher and Neil were at the table, along with the music executive, Jimmy Iovine, saw Diddy punch Cassie in the stomach at the dinner table. So they definitely witnessed something.
Oh, they did. I think I want to hear from Mary J. Blige. I want to hear from Justin Bieber, because Justin Bieber also had ties with Diddy as well at one point, remember, in his career.
Early in his career.
So I just feel like there's so many stories from so many people. And I honestly feel like this is going to be the house of cards that has the entire industry crumbling. I'm sure that there are so many men right now in these positions who are sitting down with their wives and their children right now saying, hey, if anything happens to me, here, the money's in the safe. you guys go off to Switzerland, don't come back. I'm sure that there are men right now shaking because they know that it's about to come down. The hammer's about to come down on them too. They've had some involvement in this. We're going to hear about so many divorces in the upcoming months from a lot of these women divorcing these men, people maybe fleeing the country, maybe mysterious, people no longer with us. I really foresee that happening.
I mean, a lot of people have been saying that. I'm just sitting here waiting. I'm like, who is going to come out first?
Yeah. Jaguar Wright has been saying it. She's been naming so many people. And even though, the way she delivers things aren't always in the best way.
No. Here's the thing though with Jaguar. I believe that there is a lot of truth in what she says. But I think because of the amount of attention and money that she's made because of this in her recent collaborations with YouTube and things like that, now it's become an ego thing. And in reporting on these stories, and I see people, of course, talking about these things. And yes, look, it's a job. But when your ego gets in front of actually protecting people or helping people, that's where it gets a little cringy for me. And I believe there's a lot of truth to what Jaguar says, but at the same time, I also think it has now gone to her head.
Yes. Yeah, that's a fair statement. I think so. I think that the delivery is off. That's why people tune her out. I think if she just delivered things in maybe I don't want to say like a softer way, but I do think that the way you present certain topics and certain things that are so sensitive, there's a way to do it. And I think that her delivery is what the message gets lost in the delivery.
I mean, she's a hell of a storyteller, though. I'll give her that. She's a hell of a storyteller. That's what makes her very believable. I don't know if I believe everything, though. I think it's easy when you're dealing with the diddler. It's easy to be like, and that's why with the book, I'm like, give me something that's verifiable, and then I could believe you. And I know, especially as you're building a platform, people come to you for reliable information. And look, not everything is going to be 100%. That's why we have words like reportedly and allegedly. However, at least we're trying to do our due diligence in regards to verifying what we have. And like the book, you're not giving me anything to verify that this is actually the truth. It's very believable. And there are some very creative minds out there that will, yes, these stories have been told for forever. So let's put together something. And I don't want people to fall for everything that they see and read just because it's Diddy.
Yes, that's a wonderful point. And I also feel that his ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, who makes the rounds on YouTube, and he does interviews exposing Diddy and the time that he worked for him for 10 years and what he saw. I feel like he's another credible source. I just wish that he would get on more of a national stage sometimes and maybe CNN and go and really tell his stories, because the stories that he tells about what he saw with Kim Porter and what he saw with Diddy, with other celebrities and other, people who worked for him. It's just, there's a wealth of, I guess, knowledge and truth that he's seen that I wish that he could get that out on a national stage.
Do you think they haven't reached out to him? Especially after he's done so many interviews, after all of this stuff has been somewhat, I don't want to say confirmed, but it's been corroborated. I'd be surprised that a CNN or another media outlet hasn't reached out to him.
You're right. Maybe he's asking for money.
And now he can make more money by doing it on YouTube. That's where it gets a little cringy for me. And I get it, as someone that reports on news and makes money off of what we report. But it makes me cringe just a little bit, because how much of what you're saying is the truth, or are you glorifying it or elevating it or elaborating on it, and in a way, or putting, as Giselle would say, putting sauce on a situation to make it a little bit more of a spectacle for people to watch.
And there have been some talks that he hasn't been 100% truthful. There's been talks that he left a bit too early, like he wasn't around for that long.
They say that about Jaguar as well.
Yeah, there's been talks about that. There's been talks about, well, he was only there for like 7 years. And he was only there for like the 90s. He wasn't even there in the 2000s. So there's been a lot of talk about how credible is this? Some of the stories people feel they've been a bit far-fetched because he wasn't around. Like some of his dates people feel aren't. A lot of his stuff sometimes can be hearsay of what he heard after he left. So there's also that component too. And
in defense, though,
yeah.
I know the indictment spans 2008 to the present.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Diddy was doing stuff back in the 90s too.
Yeah, he was.
He was doing stuff back in the 90s. And I wouldn't be surprised if you've been around Diddy for that long in the 90s, you developed relationships with people that were still there. So I can believe that, some of that information is legit.
Well, what do you think about him saying that Diddy is so demonic and he sold his soul to the devil that if we were all in a burning building, the building could burn down and Diddy would be the only one who's still alive?
He said that?
He said that.
I believe it. Yeah, I do believe that Diddy is sinister. I really do believe that. But I also believe with that, people are trying to capitalize off of that if they had any sort of association. And I get it, fame and money can be very intoxicating, and in the wrong hands, people will do what it takes in order to elevate a story, because in anything involving Diddy, people are going to believe.
It's true.
Even if they are not able to verify how they know it.
No, it's true. It's true. I think anybody in like the New York tri-state area has some story, because I have family members who were in the music industry when I was little, and they had some dealings with Diddy, and like him trying to sign the artists, and he wasn't trying to pay them. Just a lot of stories, I guess, financially, where he just had an issue with paying people what they were worth.
And that has always followed Diddy for the longest time. And you remember just a couple of years ago, he was offering his artists back their publishing, but they had to sign an NDA where they would not disparage him or his mama. I was like, why Janice Combs? Which makes me kind of look at Janice like, what has Janice been doing behind the scenes that we don't know about?
A lot of people have theories, because they have theories about what she did when he was young. So there's that.
His father died when he was 3 years old. His father was involved in crime. So it's so crazy that at your big age, Diddy, this is what you've been doing. Mind you, the indictment doesn't talk about him doing these things for profit. They're talking about his own intimate gratification, using resources within his business for his own intimate gratification. I said, so that was just that's the sinister. That's the terrible part of this. Is like, you just did this so you can get your kicks off.
Depraved. That's depravity at its finest.
Yeah.
Because this is past consensual acts. This is another level. This is like, I have no words. This is a monster.
Someone said that she was a pimp. Janice.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yes, that's what they said.
We haven't confirmed that, allegedly,
but it's true. That's what they said. That
we can say that about Mama D, though. Didn't she admit it?
Yeah, she did.
Mama D from Love and Hip Hop. She definitely was.
Oh,
fine. Fine.
Yes, but I've always believed it. I've always believed it.
If you've been in New York, if you've been a follower of the 90s era, there have been stories for a very long time. One of the other things that happened this week, Wendy Williams has been trending because she's been saying it for a long time. Diddy got her fired from the station here in New York. That's why she went to Philly for a period of time before she was allowed to come back to New York City. So she was talking about Diddy for a long time. So a lot of people are missing Wendy Williams right now. And they're like, I wonder what Wendy would say. She would have the biggest ratings this week.
Oh my gosh. They'd be through the roof.
Yeah. Because she had some sources back in the day. She's been saying this for a very long time, before there was social media.
I remember I was like little and she was on, and I would like sneak and listen, but she was on, it was like WBLS.
Yes.
And she had gotten this she had that fax machine that never worked. And then she got that mysterious fax, and it was a list of 50 men's names on it. It was all Black men who were in the industry, finance, investment banking. and she said they're all into sinister things. And she said, if I read you any of these names, I will not make it to go back home. She lived in Jersey. Remember? And she said, I will be, before I'm able to get on the GW bridge, get on the turnpike. That's what she said. I'll never forget that.
Oh, I mean, look, she knew a lot of things. And I think that was part of the reason why Wendy married Kelvin, aka Kevin, because she wanted someone that could protect her. Like, he was a street guy. So that was part of the reason why she aligned herself with Kevin, and why she stayed with Kevin for a very long time. He was more so protection than it was love.
Well, remember, it was also desperation. No, we have to, no, that's like, if I had to like analyze Wendy, and like, it was desperation, because he was 9 years younger than her. She's 31. He was like, what, 22? What do you like? What? He didn't even
imagine.
Yeah, he didn't
even though, Brooke, I will say, now that I'm of a particular age, the youngins really be hitting on me. I'm like, okay, hold on.
No,
How old are you?
I get it, but I just feel, I don't know. That's another story, another video for another day. But I just always felt like their connection, then he didn't even approach her. She approached him. You guys know, if you're new here, I just don't believe in women shooting their shots. Look at my subscribers. They're saying, there you go. There you go. Yes, you guys know me. I don't like women shooting their shots. Don't do it. If a man wants you, he will come to you. Okay? I promise you.
Look, I don't know about that life. I am gay.
No, but I'm serious. But like, their dynamic was off, and then her being the breadwinner. Y'all know when the roles are reversed, it does not work.
But that's what goes back to what I was saying. I feel like the reason why she liked him, because she also liked the guy rough around the edges. I think part of that relationship was, you know what, he's a Brownsville guy. He has connections in the streets. She needed that, especially the way she was talking on the radio.
But Kempire, she could have hired a bodyguard.
She had a bodyguard.
He didn't need to marry him. He didn't have anything going for him. He was a drug dealer from Brownsville. Can you say that?
You already did. It's fine. Don't say it again.
I mean, sorry, she's a radio personality who's doing well. Come on, it is no.
Here's the thing, though. You have to remember, Wendy knew it didn't matter. Even if you had a bodyguard, you needed someone that you could trust. That was connected.
She couldn't trust him from jump. He was already cheating on her in the beginning.
Well, so no, trust in regards to protecting her. That's why she dealt with it. She knew he was cheating on her for years. She knew, but she turned a blind eye.
Well, I'll say this. I feel like that marriage and what ended up happening at the end, that played a role, in my opinion, of what's happening now. Yeah. Like that, because I feel like it's linked. Everything is all linked together. Like your mind, body, spirit, it's all linked. So I feel like the role reversal marriage, him cheating, her turning a blind eye, he's spending all of her money on his mistresses. That broke her spirit. And then when he finally did, because she said it in her book. Wendy's Got the Heat, her autobiography, she said that I'm not going to leave him unless he has a baby on me. Yep. Oh, that's low self-esteem to accept a man's cheating. And I feel like that's the reason why she's in this what she's in now. If she had higher self-esteem, she would probably be she'd be having her show. She wouldn't be in this boat. The marriage broke her.
I know, Brooke. I know. Look, we're all mad about it because it's like we could use a Wendy Williams right now. And I know a lot of people out there trying to be Wendy Williams, but you are never going to be a Wendy Williams. But look, I get it. If we could turn back time.
I know, but I feel like that's why I'm so adamant on like, women, please, desperation is destruction. Like, it's true. Desperation will always lead you down the wrong path. Do not be desperate for anything in life. I don't care how dire things look. I don't care, whatever. Never be desperate. Desperate repels. When you're detached and calm and cool, that's when everything comes to you. There's more than enough. There's more love. There's enough love. There's enough money out there. You don't have to be desperate for anything. And opportunities, friends, lovers, nothing. Do not ever be desperate.
Yeah.
So that's my PSA for this Friday.
If there's anything that we can learn from what happened in Wendy Williams' relationship and her career, because let's be honest, that ended up ruining her. Her relationship ended up ruining her career. Something that she worked so hard for. The thing that probably was the most important to her above, Kelvin.
Yeah.
And I think her son was the most important, but besides that, definitely her career.
No, it was. And then when that was stripped away, she just lost it. It's
sad.
It's very.
But we can learn from her mistake. Like you said, don't be desperate. Work on your self-esteem before anything, because you want to get into a relationship as a whole person, not a half of a person.
Yes. And you don't want to put yourself in relationships where it's uneven, especially as a woman. I know that, I understand that people, feel like, oh no, it's a different time. And like, I get that, whatever. But I feel like some things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're a woman, don't go after the man. Let the man come after you. The role reversal situations, I feel, just are a no-go. Look at all the women where they made more and they were the more powerful one. It has all gone to ruins.
Or date someone that is secure in themselves, and that won't be a bother to them. Hey, Stedman Graham. I keep saying Stedman needs to write a book about it.
Because they're not married. That's why. Because they're not married. If they were married, he would have. Okay.
He would have what?
If they got married, I'm just, in my humble opinion, I feel like the only reason why that situation has worked because they did not get married.
Really? Well, Oprah's the one who didn't want to get married.
Stedman
wanted to get married.
Because I know.
Stedman. Whoa, Stedman. And no, whoa. What Stedman is doing just fine.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
I don't know how much money Stedman makes, but I know he's not making what she makes.
No.
She said, no. Oh, damn. Whoa, Stedman and Oprah.
I wanted to just quickly say thank you guys for the super chat. So Steph, thank you so much. I saw that you gave a super chat, and I did see that one of you super chatted me earlier on, and it went so fast I didn't get to say thank you.
There. Go to your starred. Go look on the side where it says starred.
Oh my gosh, Isa too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Campfire. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. But I do. Okay, so now we're off of the Diddy and the Wendy of it all.
Are we?
Because this could turn into like a whole relationship segment. No, but I do want to jump into some lighter topics, the housewives that we all love. So I want to quickly start this off because I was watching your Dubai recap, and your Dubai recap mirrored mine. I love the fact that the shade of it all. Hey,
to me.
I'm screaming. Okay.
I have to say though, it's. I'll give this to you next time I see you.
Okay. Are the creams good?
Balm.
Oh, nice.
But there was no made in something on here. There's no. So it could be Alibaba. I don't know. She said Bulgaria. Okay.
Bulgaria. Yeah, Andy was so over it. But no, your sentiments matched mine about Dubai.
I watched
I was checked out. I was checked out. Do you see a future for Dubai?
Here's the thing. I agree. I saw your recap yesterday when I was editing. I was like, oh, let me just have something playing in the background. And I listened. I was like, you felt like I felt in regards to, I wasn't even sure if I was going to recap the final part of the reunion, just because at that particular point, I was just over it. And then What's Her Face was trying to come at me on Twitter. And I'm like, girl, you're going to fight by yourself because I'm not one of your other castmates. I'm not getting involved. And I don't care enough about this show to be fighting you about what I know is true. You won't be back if there is a new season.
Oh, wait,
I do think that they will get a new season because it's Andy, but I do think that you'll see changes in the cast.
Okay, good. Good. No, Brooks has to go. Brooks has to go. Her attitude, her carrying on social media, for somebody who has such a slick mouth, she's very thin-skinned because the minute you say one thing, she's in your DMs, she's tweeting at you, she's upset. It's like, this is a mess. We're talking, so Kempire refers to Caroline Brooks as what's her face. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, Caroline Brooks.
The one who gave you the entire reunion. Like, girl, turn around. Like, why was she facing this way the entire reunion?
It was bizarre.
Body language tells you a lot. A liar, that's the body language of a liar.
Yeah. So overall, thoughts about the reunion? I thought it was a bunch of mess. It was
the reunion was boring.
It was.
They had a couple of really good episodes this season, but overall, I think I was over it at the top of the season with What's Her Face versus Talene. I will give Talene credit though, as a newbie. I didn't love everything she did, which is fine, but she came in strong and she held her own at the reunion. I was surprised at that. Stanberry had a very good edit this season, but I think that was all produced. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because we don't love the baby husband and her storyline was not there, but I love her commentary and that facelift was giving.
It was.
Ooh. When I need one, I'm going to have to ask her, is your doctor still alive? Because I need to. When I need one. I don't need one yet. She's a Taurus like us.
Wait, when's her birthday?
Oh, I don't know. But I know she's a Taurus.
Whatever.
But yeah, I feel like it was a decent season. I did see a lot of people saying like, oh, this is such a great season. They're comparing it to Miami. I was like, y'all need to stop with that. Y'all are doing a little too much. Don't compare it to the perfection of Miami.
Oh, well, speaking of Miami, you see how much we cared about Dubai. They only got 2 minutes. No, but speaking of Miami, we just got the news that Dr. Nicole isn't coming back.
Yeah.
I'm upset. I think that Dr. Nicole is really a top tier housewife.
They took too long to come back, I think. I think it gave her a lot of time to live her life, no cameras. And she's like, you know, and she just had another baby. I think that's what it was. She was just sort of like, I don't need this. I'm doing very well over here. You know, Anthony's making all this money. I'm making all this money. I think she will be back in some shape or form, and she has a real friendship with the ladies outside of the show. Mm-hmm. So I think she will be back at some point. I think she just wanted a break. I don't blame her.
No, I agree. Because I feel like every season they've been getting on her. I think, she's always the target every single year.
Yeah. And the thing is too, you know, although the fans love Dr. Nicole, you know how quickly they can turn on you.
True.
So I think she's leaving on a high note. 3 strong seasons, and they're like, you know what? I don't need this anymore. And remember, she still is working as an anesthesiologist, and she's got 2 kids and a relationship. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot. That is definitely a lot.
And she had posted on Instagram that she had postpartum.
Oh yeah.
So that also probably played a part in her decision to leave. So yeah, I think that, you know, your health, your mindset, that's way more important than a show. She has the money. She does not need the Bravo check. It's nice check, but it's not a need. And like you said, let's leave on a high note. I think that more housewives should take a page out of her book, leaving on a high note versus being forced to leave.
Candy.
Yeah. Candy should have left 6 seasons ago.
Damn, 6? I was gonna go for that far back, but she should have really left. Because it's like, you don't need this, but I get it. It's an easy, remember, she was the highest paid. So if someone's going to give you a couple of $1 million for 4 months out of your life, I mean, I don't blame her, but I'm glad that she's kind of gone on and she's doing the music stuff and the tour. And now she's producing Broadway and she's acting. That's fine. Candy's going to be fine. But that was someone else I felt like should have left a lot sooner than she did.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, after a while, the show became an infomercial for her.
Yeah.
Her storyline was a new business.
Yeah.
It was. It was like, okay, I'm doing this play. Come on and support me. You know, I'm launching this new restaurant. Come and support me. It's like, there's nothing else.
Because remember, millions of people, no matter how you feel about Real Housewives of Atlanta, millions of people still watch that show.
They do.
So it's a great platform to produce anything. The only problem is if you're not on that platform anymore, is it still going to have people going to that business? Mm-hmm. The business aspect of it, hopefully it's a quality product that people will want to go after, even if you're not on a huge platform.
Well, I mean, there's always the complaints about OLG, Old Lady Gang, and Blaze Steakhouse, but it seems like the seats are always filled despite all the complaints.
I mean, Candy is a staple in Atlanta, so if she's going to show up there, people are going to show up as well.
You're right. You're
I
right.
mean, I didn't go when I went to Atlanta, but I did. Because first of all, I'm not waiting on nobody's line. Secondly, when my friend went, oh God, damn, I can't tell this story. When my friend went, he posted a picture, and I said, "Are those chipped plates?" Yeah. I mean, look, a true story. True story.
Are you serious?
Yes. I remember that. Which is fine, I guess. I'm not going. I'm not going. Nope. It's fine.
Now, I do want to get into SLC.
Ooh.
The premiere was this past Wednesday. I was seated. When I tell you, SLC, we are in for such a good season. I mean, what are your thoughts so far? I'm loving Mary being back as full time.
Yes.
That shade in the confessional, the entire first episode. I said, "Oh, chef's kiss."
Oh my God! First of all, did you watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu?
I haven't. I have not watched yet.
It doesn't even compare. Honestly, I was concerned about this new season of Salt Lake City because I was thinking, oh, they had such a great season last season. But this premiere episode was perfection. And I did watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I was expecting, oh, this is probably going to be really good. It's folks that just want to be famous. They did what they did. Yes, it was salacious that these people were sleeping with each other. Fine. This happens every day. We just don't know about it. But this woman, Taylor, went on social media. She went on TikTok to go viral. And it was very clear that's what they were doing. And them talking about mom talk the entire, season. I was just like, okay, yeah, this is not, it wasn't giving what everyone claimed that it was giving.
Gotcha.
And then I love Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because it gives you that mix of comedy, drama, the way that it's edited, perfection. Like no other city is edited in this way. And they've been doing that since season 1. So I loved it. And I love seeing Mary back. Her talking about that lady putting bread in her purse. And she's like, she couldn't have done that when she was younger. Like, you don't have a purse when you're a kid. Like Mary's confession, like her first episode was like, she's problematic. Don't get me wrong, Mary. And I think she's going to have a couple of problematic things this season. But you can't, like, two things can be true.
Yes.
Problematic, but the lady is funny as AF.
She is.
Sorry.
And can we get into Heather? Because I saw Heather last week at the SLC premiere.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, Miss Heather is snatched. I said the Ozempic was Ozempic-ing, honey. Did you? Heather is this, the cheekbones, just. Heather looks good. And we saw it in the first episode. She comes in to the party, it's like, 25 pounds down. And she's in that sexy latex dress. I said, come through, Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Heather is about to give us a good season too. And I've always been on the fence with Heather throughout the seasons because she always gets on my nerves with how she is so obsessed with getting Lisa Barlow's approval. It drives me crazy.
But that's what I got in the premiere episode. Her jumping on Whitney. I get it. She doesn't like Whitney. They have their issues. I think that's more about the show than anything that they tell us. Mm-hmm. But even in that episode, I felt like she was just like right behind Lisa and jumping in and like everyone jumping on Whitney. I don't love Whitney either, but everybody, Meredith got her things with Whitney. We have Heather screaming across the table too. We got Lisa Barlow throwing a glass against the wall. They knew that they had to bring it for their premiere, but I was just like, Heather, sit down. Like Heather I liked Heather in the first couple of seasons. But she lost me last season. I was like, girl.
Yeah, it was the black eye in season 3 that had me looking at her sideways. Because I knew she was lying then about what really happened. And then when she finally came clean at the reunion last year, it was just like, it shouldn't have taken this long for you to admit the truth. You could have gotten everybody messed. You could have gotten the show canceled. Yeah. Like you could have ruined everybody's whole gig by you lying like that. Sure. But,
But with that being said, I still do enjoy Heather, like her confessionals are very funny. Like these housewives do bring it when it comes to, especially when it comes to their confessionals. They're funny, they're quirky. Meredith has a new rental this season. It's like she's had a new rental every season, but they're fabulous.
They are.
I mean, you got to have a little bit of a coin to be spending that much money on rent.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Just saying. I mean, your credit might be bad, but yeah. Or shaky, not bad, but a little shaky, but fine.
Well, I do. You know what I was thinking when I was watching the premiere? I really thought about how they started off with Heather's voice when they're talking about, she's doing the narration. And I said, say what you want about Heather, whether you like her or not. I feel like Heather is low-key one of the anchors of the show.
She's in the center.
Yes. No, is she the center snowflake? I thought it was Angie K in the center.
Angie K?
No, right? No. If you look,
do I have the picture? Hold on.
Is the picture in the picture? Are you sure? I thought it was Angie. Heather's at the back.
Hold on.
Yeah. But she is definitely one of the anchors.
No, Heather, let me show you the picture. Hold on.
Show me the picture. Oh, y'all are screaming. You said not on the low 600s. Y'all talking about the shaky credit. Oh, you're right. Okay, no, sorry about that. The opening.
You're talking about the other photo.
The other photo.
No, this is the photo. This is the photo that matters.
Okay. Thank you, Campfire. Thank you for getting me together. Thank you. No. Okay, Angie's in the middle during. I saw Angie in the center of one of the photos.
I guess that the like the ending.
Yes,
they all come together, and it's the big promo.
Yes. Big promo matters, but despite you're right, you guys, center doesn't matter. No, you're right. But I feel that regardless of where Heather is in the pictures, she is one of the anchors of the show.
Yes, without a doubt. She's an OG.
Yeah,
she's an OG. Is. 5 seasons in, she's still there. Her and Lisa Barlow, Meredith. Okay.
Well, because there can be OGs, but like Heather's an OG that matters. Because Whitney is an OG that I don't mind if she leaves the show. If Heather leaves the show, the whole dynamic of the show is going to feel different. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that. But Heather, don't let that go to your head. Don't let that go to your head. I think it already has gone to her head.
It's too late.
Because that's what they decided to keep Monica off of the show. I believe Heather and Lisa were the ones behind that.
No. Okay, wait. So I got some tea. Wait, no, because y'all know I was at the New York, their premiere party last night. So I was talking to some of the producers, and I said, just so you know, the SLC premiere was fantastic. Chef's kiss, y'all did that. They were like, oh my gosh, you're in for a good season. So I mentioned Monica, and I said, have you seen like her social media engagement and how she's saying that the show's not going to last without her? They were like, yeah, we see that. And she don't have to worry about coming, us asking her. So they pretty much said it without saying it, that she don't coming back on SLC because she running her mouth about the show.
She just booked another NBC Universal job. She's going to be the narrator of House of Villains.
Yeah, and I saw some side eyes when I said, she's gonna be on House of Villains. They're like, yeah, we know. And it was like, yeah, we know she can stay over there.
Oh. I mean, there have been a lot of stuff that people have said, rumor-wise, about Monica and Reality Beyond Garcia, Delgado, Fowler, Jussie Smollett. I'm missing some names. There have been a lot of things that people have said, like she was supposed to be on Traitors, but then she didn't allegedly pass the psych eval. Yes. She's denied that. So I don't know.
Okay, so we talked about that because I said, no, because you know me, when I go, me and Kempire go to these events, y'all, and I don't mince words. Obviously I'm respectful, I'm fun, but I'll talk to the producers and the higher ups at Bravo. And I'll be like, why did you hire so-and-so? Why did you hire her? Because she's not really Housewives material. Like, how did she get on the show? And with her, they were just like, yeah, that was her level of crazy. What she did, that was too much. They were like, that was too much for anybody. And that can border on, the stalking that she admitted to, driving past Jen Shah's house. They were just like, yeah, like, They said that was too much. So it wasn't, yes, the cast members refusing to film with her. She came back. That was a factor in it. But it was the higher ups who felt like, no, she gotta go.
Yeah. It was an HR problem.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's how it was.
You got the super chat.
Oh, Haley and
producer today. You can actually click on it, Brooke, on your side. You can click on it and it should come up.
No, I see it right now.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. Thank you so much, Leonardo Decapitated. Thank you. Whitney is the Ashley Darby of SLC. Love you, Brooke and Campfire. We love you too. Thank you so much. Yes, I've always felt that way. Whitney is definitely the Ashley Darby of SLC for sure.
Annoying, but we'll start the mess. Yep. Yes. That's perfect.
Yep.
She also got a new house. Wasn't she broke last season, Whitney?
She was.
How you got a new house?
Yeah, well, I guess the checks get bigger every season.
Not enough to buy a whole house. And I mean, money management. You don't buy a house with one check.
Appearances. You remember the club appearances that they do? They get to, they get the endorsements. I mean, they're probably making, after last season, they're probably making $500,000.
Maybe, yeah.
Whitney being an OG, she's probably like Heather's probably making the most. If I had to guess, Heather and Lisa are probably making the most. Lisa has the Wendy's endorsements.
Make that money. Look, make that money. Lisa needs it. She's being sued.
Yeah, I saw that.
The lawsuit has been thrown out because she has 6 attorneys, so she got that one thrown out. I don't know if she's being sued by someone else.
Okay.
You gotta have millions to be sued for millions. Okay, Karen Hoover said it best. Lord, look, Lord.
Can you imagine Mary at BravoCon next year?
I don't think she's gonna go.
I think she might because so we talked about because they had two premiere parties last week. It was one here in New York and the other one was in SLC. So they split the group up. So at the New York one, it was Lisa, Heather, and Meredith. And then at SLC it was Angie K, Whitney, and Mary. That was Mary's first ever appearance with fans. And they said she had such a good time. She was lovely to everybody. She hugged people, shook hands with people, and she said that she wants to come back and do it again. So I think she might be at BravoCon in 2025. That's huge.
We'll see, because Mary is not a reliable person.
She's not, but I think with her really fully engaging this time around, I think that Mary's also very sensitive, and she's probably tired of, yes, fans think that she's funny, but people do think that she's rude. I think she wants to change that whole narrative. She doesn't want us to think that we think that she's rude and mean and cold and standoffish. So I can see her being
cold.
Yeah.
This is why Mary has me blocked on Twitter.
She does still?
Yeah, I don't know why. It could have been anything I said. Who knows? It's okay. I don't mind when people block me. It's fun. Was Andy at any of these premiere parties?
No, he was not. He wasn't.
He was at home with his kids, as he should be.
But
he was so over that Real Housewives of Dubai reunion. He needs to hang it up.
Hang it up. He was done with them. He couldn't even be bothered. Because every other response from him was, okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
You're talking about Ozempic, let's move on.
Here's the thing. Yes, it wasn't a great season for Dubai. However, and I've said this countless times before, I think Andy is a good host. Don't get me wrong, but I think he has a lot on his plate.
Yes.
And especially now with the lawsuit, he has a lot of things that's on his mind. But you also have 2 young children. I think he needs to, and honestly, even if he didn't have a lot on his plate and he didn't have young children, as an executive producer, I think, and especially as a talent that's built what he's built, why not give that opportunity to up and coming talent? Or is your ego too big that you're not willing to do that? And I'm not even talking about me. And I'm not even talking about you, Brooke. But there are people within the NBC Universal umbrella, because they're talking about there's a shortage of talent over there. No, there isn't a shortage of talent. You guys just aren't willing to probably see the talent, pay the talent. Who knows? But
Well,
I think he needs to give, I think he could literally give opportunities, not just one particular person, these opportunities to these different reunions. You're still getting that check, Andy. That check is still millions of dollars, but
but
you got to be in front of everything. But fine.
but after a while, it's not about the money. It's about the fame. People just want that fame.
Mhm.
They don't want to share the spotlight.
Yep.
There's a lot of gatekeeping. Let's be honest. Let's be so. I mean, I'm gonna watch. We'll talk about this more off. But
Oh,
we'll talk more about this because we're gonna
Table talk.
they're like, no, let's have we'll have this conversation off. But that's a great point. But I'll say this: it becomes people want that fame and they don't want to give it up.
Yeah.
They want to die in
Intoxicating.
position.
This is what I was talking about when we were talking about the Jaguar Whites and the people talking about once you start getting this level of, people watching you, and it's a level of fame that people are not used to or prepared for, or even money coming into your pocket. People are like, oh my God. So it becomes intoxicating. If that's something that you've always wanted, it really shows you who people really are, though.
But Wendy was like that.
Mm.
I know. Wendy was like that. Wendy would say it on her show. She was like, no, I don't want anybody to replace me. I don't want to. I mean, and it's a sad way to think because you've had so many years. Yeah. At some point, your time is going to come to an end.
Yeah.
You're not.
And why not be a part of creating the future?
People don't want that.
I will give Wendy credit, though, because she did do that with Charlemagne. I know, but she created another voice that's still here and doing it on multimedia. She took a sip. Is that water?
Yes, no, it's water. It's water, guys. It's water.
So, look, I think people should be more willing to be able to do that. Just saying. That's just me.
You're living in a very in the ideal world, yes. In the ideal world, people would be willing to do that.
I mean, look, I'm not expecting like in the position that I'm in now, I'm building. So when I reach a particular point that I've set for myself, that's when I would be like, okay, let me start producing other talent.
Of course.
I think that's the position Andy is in now.
He is in it now. Oh, he's in. We'll talk more.
Okay, sorry. This is your show. Go ahead.
We'll talk more about this. I was. We'll talk. But yes, yeah. No, because I know it's true. Like what I agree. We're right here on this. Mm-hmm. But I do want to move on to OC because the Real Housewives of Orange County is having an amazing season. I mean, OC has always been one of my favorites, one of my babies. But OC is taking it for season 18. Yeah. Everybody is firing on all cylinders. My girl Shannon Storms Bedore is carrying this show on her back.
I love me some Shannon. There's something about Shannon that gives me like warm grandmother, and it's not because of age. It's just her energy, because she doesn't look like somebody's grandmother right now. Okay, she looks amazing.
She does,
and she's having an amazing season. I think it's a perfect season. Like 18 seasons in to have the season that they're having. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And I love the newbies. I love Jen. I love Katie, even though she's a Karen, allegedly. Not allegedly. There's a whole default judgment.
Child.
She's accusing a man of a false crime.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the video that you did on it. I was like, oh, Katie, explain this.
Right. They better ask her at the reunion. Tamra. Tamra's the worst.
She is. She drives me crazy. Now, you guys don't be upset with me, but I was out late last night. I didn't have a chance to watch the episode last night.
It wasn't their best episode this season, but it wasn't a terrible episode because I love the scenes where it's funny because how Jen, Katie, and Tamara are really connecting over motherhood and the estrangement with children. I love what they're sharing, but Jen, I love me some Jen, but her son Dawson got over on her this week. And wait till you watch it, because Dawson, you playing games, Dawson. And poor Jen is so sweet. She's like, you don't want to live with me anymore.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. But yes, overall, I'm loving OC. I think this is one of their best seasons yet. I love the whole dynamic with Jen and Katie, their friendship.
Real friendship.
It is.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Translates on television.
Yes. No, you can see it. I thought it was touching when they were getting ready for the Sonoma trip. And Katie said, I wish I could go with you. I just feel so bad that you're going through this because I was there. Now, I want more of Katie's backstory about this ex-husband.
Ooh. I mean, this week you get a little bit more. Like they're unpacking it perfectly, I think, for her, because I feel like every week we learn a little bit more about her. Mm-hmm. This week, Emily might piss you off, though.
I know she is. And because no, I'm not like, listen, let me say this. Emily is entitled to feel how she feels about certain things. But what you're not allowed to do is project your insecurities on other people. And I feel like Emily has this inferiority complex with Heather.
Yeah.
It's just this.
And Jen.
Yes. But it's more so with Heather, too, because every time she's around Heather, it's always, well, Heather thinks that she's better than me. Heather thinks that her time is more important than me. Remember, she said that all last season. There's this thing that she has with Heather, and I want her to really unpack that. And I feel like
therapist, not us.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like this whole fashion show debacle, she's really trying to place blame on Heather. I'm just not. And I got pushback for my opinions in my last recap. Because people said, well, oh no, well, Brooke, you don't understand. She's allowed to feel that way. And I said, I'm not saying that she can't feel that way, but for you to act as if Heather is purposely trying to make you feel bad when that's how you feel about yourself.
And that they talk about that this week. And Emily literally says to Heather, I don't think you were being malicious. Okay. So how does it turn into this big blow up?
I'm gonna get pissed. I know I'm gonna get pissed off because I don't like Emily or Gina. I cannot stand either one of them. So I already know that Emily's about to piss me off yet again. And it's when I watch the.
She looked great though. She's gonna piss you off, but she looked great.
Okay, well that's good. That's great and all, but I just know she's gonna get on my nerves.
She will. I mean, she's gonna get on your nerves, but at the same time, she's fighting with Alexis and she's fighting with Heather. Like, I feel like her fight with Heather, I'm like, no, Emily, like I get how you feel, but you said that she wasn't being malicious. So why is this an argument? And then she's telling Alexis to shut up and go screw John. So it's sort of like, yes, I agree. Shut up, Alexis. Alexis came into this party. You'll see in the episode. She comes into the party like melancholy and just sort of like sullen. And it's like, what's wrong with you? And they're asking her. Till this moment, I have no idea what was wrong with her. Things with her and John are fine. I don't know if it's the Shannon of it all. She just wanted attention.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to this episode. You guys expect the recaps for SLC and OC in the coming days. Okay. I know I'm behind on both of them. Don't be upset with me, but yes.
You're busy. You're booked and busy, bro.
I'm booked and busy. Or as my subscribers say, brooked and busy.
It sounds better. Better put that on a t-shirt.
Okay, so I want to ask your thoughts on Shannon versus Alexis and John. Do you feel like they are extorting her? Because I know I do.
They talk a little bit about that in this week's episode, and literally Emily in her confessional reads the legal definition of extortion. And it sounds like that. And I don't know if Shannon is going to move forward with taking litigation against him for that. Mm-hmm. But she offered him all of what he wanted after she found out about the video. Mm-hmm. But in that, she wanted to have him sign an NDA, and he's refusing to sign an NDA. So I think she should sue him for extortion.
She should, and blackmail.
Yeah. It's just like, it's very clear what he's doing, and we have it on tape.
We do. And I just feel like, how is Alexis not embarrassed that she's defending a man who is going after his ex-girlfriend? If I were Alexis, I'd be a bit alarmed and I would be out the door immediately.
People, when you're dating, I said this in my recap earlier today, when you're dating someone, pay attention how they treat their family, their friends, a stranger on the street, people in service. Because yes, everything is good with you right now. And I think people tell themselves, oh, they'll never treat me like that until you're breaking up. until you guys are in the middle of an argument, until you're in the middle of a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
This will be you, Alexis.
It will be. He's going to clean her out too.
He's probably like, oh, I'm the pretty young thing. He's not going to. No, he's going to do it to you too.
He sure is. And I'm going to be right here clapping.
You and everyone else.
Oh, one quick thing. The last week's episode, we see Gina and Katie get into it about Gina allegedly saying that she's using Heather for her connections. When Gina started screaming like that, I felt like that was an admission of guilt. I do feel that Gina did say that, or she didn't say it. She definitely feels that way.
Gina is definitely working overtime this season.
Yes.
But only person that would be able to verify would be Heather. Has Gina ever asked you for connections before? According to Gina in this week's episode, she's like, I've never asked her for any sort of connections.
I don't know.
Only Heather would be able to answer that. Someone ask Andy that for the reunion, please. I'm blocked. I can't.
Oh. That's so strange that he blocked you, but yet you get invited to the events. And then on top of that, they use your videos in the episodes.
And he sees it.
He had to approve it. So I'm just surprised.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? It's fine. Like, it's fine. I've been blocked by better. Hey, Anita Baker. Hey, Keisha Cole. Oh, wait, I said better. Never mind.
Now, moving on to the premieres. We have two big premieres coming up in October. October 1st, New York. And then October 6th is Potomac. Now, for New York, what are we thinking? We have the two newbies, Rebecca Minkoff, and I feel so bad. I forgot the other. She's full-time.
Oh, yes.
The artist. She was there last night, too. Very sweet in person. Lovely. Her name escapes me. Beautiful woman.
Why can't I remember it either?
I know. I'm like so embarrassed.
We will know it for the new season, though.
Yes, we'll know it for the new season.
Beautiful. You see that cast photo?
No, they look amazing.
That's a gorgeous photo.
They look so
Mind
good.
you, there's only one model on this damn cast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, two models, because the lady that we can't think of, she was a model too at one point.
Yes, and now she's an artist.
Yes.
But yes, so I mean, I'm excited for New York. I'll admit, with the trailer, I still can't really figure out what's really going on. So I can't say that my excitement for New York is like through the roof. Like, I'm excited for it.
Your guy, Eric Fuller, from Real Housewives of Potomac and Atlanta, is over there as a producer.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
he was allegedly pushed out of Atlanta and Potomac.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's why it looks like we might get a peaceful season of Potomac that we haven't gotten in ages.
Based off the trailer and based off what the promo that they posted on Bravo's Instagram, you can already see they know the fans are over Potomac and the toxicity of Potomac and the split group. Because the promo they posted, they were talking about it's a new era, all this. I was like, oh goodness. I mean, I'm here for it. I liked Potomac. I still feel like even with the last cast at BravoCon, they brought it. They always bring it at BravoCon.
They do.
I can't say the same for Atlanta's old cast. They did not bring it. I was just like, ooh, this is not good. But NeNe's back.
Oh yeah, with NBC, she hosted the Emmys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the Emmys post after show or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was on E, very much like where Monica Reality Von Teese was. So that's the NBC. And look, it's a good sign because if you had a lawsuit against the network, there's no way you're showing up at any of their networks hosting anything. So it's a good sign. I know Real Housewives of Atlanta is over, but it doesn't mean that you can't usher NeNe into some other stuff. Like the door is open.
I would say it's cracked open. The only way for NeNe to come back on Atlanta is if she publicly apologizes to Andy on Watch What Happens Live.
NeNe, don't do it.
But I mean, she said that, she was outing his extracurricular activities, what he does in his personal time. She called, she was saying something.
Did she lie?
But still, I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I don't want to get Brooke blocked by Andy too.
I'm just saying, I mean, there's no way to come back from that. And she even said, you know, I don't want him speaking to me, leave me alone. And he said, okay, I'm going to abide by your wishes and never mention you or talk about you again. So
but Andy's about his money.
Yeah, he is. But he also has an ego, and he's gonna want it stroked, and she's gonna have to say, I'm sorry. There's no way around it.
So you already, like I've been predicting, I feel like there will be a Watch What Happens Live sit down.
Yeah.
I do think the return of Ultimate Girls Trip will return, maybe with some of the Atlanta OGs. I mean, there is money to be made if we're going to reunite people.
Yes.
There is money to be made.
There's money to be made, but also that'll be a groundbreaking, that'll be a record-breaking episode of What Happens Live.
Oh my gosh. If you thought Scandival broke numbers on Watch What Happens Live, NeNe returning for a sit-down with Andy Cohen. I can already see tears. We're gonna probably see Andy get emotional. Great acting, Andy.
Yeah, no, because he considered her one of his friends. Listen, I can see, and you know, we know that NeNe and accountability don't mix. So a roundabout apology. It's gonna be a very roundabout apology, but she's gonna say something.
What do you think the apology is gonna be? You know, I'm sorry if I made you feel that way.
It's gonna be, I know I said that. I know I said that. I shouldn't have said that. It's gonna be everything but the words I'm sorry, acknowledging that she effed up.
Oh, but you know, that's gonna be comedy relief for us watching. Maybe not for him. Do I think that their relationship will be back to what it was? No. I definitely don't think it will be that.
If she's making him the money again and they have the record-breaking ratings.
But I think it's going to be back to what it was. I don't think that they had ever a true friendship. I think they saw NeNe was NeNe and a powerhouse and she was making them money. I don't think that there was a real friendship there.
No.
Yeah.
Superficial. Because, I mean, friends go to each other's weddings. He doesn't go to their events. So yeah, you're right. It's not a real.
And he shouldn't. You see the trouble he's in now with these lawsuits.
I know.
You are the employer. I know he's a talent, but no, they look at you. They call you El Jefe. They call you the boss. Come on now. I worked in HR. Don't try and mix it up. Everyone views you as the boss. Let me stop trying to get you in trouble with Andy. All of a sudden, Brooke is gonna wake up one day like, "Where's Andy's tweets?"
No, don't say
me. It's because you had. Look, I've been on his network, so you'll be fine. He may have blocked me in his personal, but he hasn't blocked me on his huge platform. Thank you, Andy. Whoa, Andy.
That's all that matters, right?
All that matters. Just make sure that check clears.
Wait. Back to OC for like 3 seconds. You know I'm petty, and you guys know, for all my OC girls, you know that I'm petty, and I asked one of the producers, how and why is Gina still on this show? Why did you guys select her to be on the show? They bursted out laughing. Because I said, please, somebody just answer me this. Why is she on the show? What did you guys see in her?
I don't think they were prepared for someone to actually say it. Like, they see it on social media, but they weren't prepared for you to say it to their face.
No.
And what was the response?
I'll tell you off camera.
This is like, they don't tell me nothing, because I'll be like, well, they said.
This is that good grade AT, honey. I'll tell you. When we get off of here, I'm gonna tell you what they told me.
Damn, but I'm glad you asked it. Anything else that you got from the Salt Lake City or the RHONY premieres? Are you going to anything else coming up?
They have the New York watch party on the actual night that it premieres.
Oh.
But I was like, well, is it silly to go to that if I was just at this last night? I know some of you guys are going to the one in New York, to the one to the watch party. So I said, is it silly to go to both? I guess.
Why would it be silly? If you have time, why not?
That's true.
Why not?
Yeah.
I think. To me, it's like BravoCon. So I'm like, You had another super chat. Look. Say to all your super chats.
Oh my goodness. They're like, you guys are so good to me. Thank you. Thank you so much again, Leonardo Decapitated. Raise hands. I love the name. Raise hands for Gina and Emily. It's a running joke because they know how I feel about Emily and Gina.
I like them together
Mm-hmm.
for their friendship because you could tell it's real. And so often we watch reality shows where there are no real friendships.
Yes.
Look, we were just talking about Dubai. We know that there might be one real friendship on that cast that it's now imploded. So I don't mind. I like seeing their dynamic because I know it's real.
Yeah.
But Gina, look, and now Emily this season with being triggered so much by just people having a better life than she does. I don't know.
Yeah, but I just don't need to see, like, their friendship is sweet and all, but I just don't need to see it on my camera.
You're right. It's not enough to keep them on the show. It's cute. Now we have Jen and Katie, and I much prefer watching them.
Yes, I like them a lot.
They are living well, both of them.
Doing very well. I love it. Gina and Emily, they have overstayed their welcome, like the makeup artist who went viral on TikTok last week.
Can you tell me about that? Because I didn't get to watch your video, but I did see your tweets. I was like, what is happening? I always miss the viral moments.
So last week on TikTok, this makeup artist went viral. She's a makeup artist. She's doing their makeup. She's asking them if they want to take TikToks. She wants to, use the content for her TikTok account. Mm-hmm. The bride agrees and says, fine. She ends up filming her and the bridesmaids all day long. Then she starts to include the groomsmen. She's at the first look when the bridesmaids turn around to see the bride come out in her gown. Mm-hmm. And while they're all crying and they're touched, she says, okay, that's enough. She's acting as like their best friend. She's just talking, running her mouth. She won't leave. So we find out that the bridal party had asked her, okay, it's time for you to leave. The groom's mom asked her to leave. She's not leaving.
What?
She refuses to leave. She's at the cocktail hour. She has 2 plates and then complains that there's not enough food.
And she's complaining about the food?
She has mimosas. She's drinking the Don Julio, having a good old time. Then she sees security is coming to get her. And
security. Where was security earlier in the day?
Can you imagine? A makeup artist who would not leave.
Oh
my God. It's a TikTok that went viral last week on TikTok. It was the craziest story that I have ever heard in my life.
The story, though.
No, the makeup artist got on TikTok, told her side of the story. So she goes on TikTok with a 10-minute story saying, I got kicked out of this wedding. I can't believe them. They're just so unprofessional. I've never been treated like this. And we're all in the comments like, that you're wrong, right? Like, we're not.
Because she didn't realize that she was wrong. She's telling the story and people are like, madam, based off what you told us, you're wrong.
Yeah, so that's when the whole thing went viral because we're like, this is embarrassing. Take this down. So now you have the wedding coordinator comes out, the bridesmaids come out with their sides of the story.
I love TikTok. Shout out to Risa Tisa. Her 50-part series it's getting filmed by my favorite, Natasha. What was her last name? It starts with an R. She's from Insecure. She played, Kelly on Insecure. Natasha Rothwell. Love her. She's producing it and starring in it. Oh. I'm looking forward to I'm glad Risa Tisa went viral.
Yes.
Demure, we can retire that now.
Yes, but also though with Risa Tisa, when I listened to the story at first, I just said, okay, girl, that's another case of desperation.
Oh,
the red flags were glaring at first. Come on.
But it's a story that will teach others not to be in that same position, I hope. It was definitely a story of desperation, it felt like.
That was desperation.
She's lucky that she made out of it so unscathed. And now it's just the glow up is real.
Yes.
And I'm so glad she came to TikTok and told her story. It was so good.
It was.
Anybody else? Because, oh my God, I was just telling you this right before this. Worst ex ever on Netflix. Don't watch it if you're going to be easily triggered and you're in the middle of dating or you're trying to start dating. Don't watch it, but it is so good. I don't know how I'm still okay with going out on dating because the way that some of these folks were set up, almost killed.
Oh my gosh.
Grandmother was killed. I can't.
Oh, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to.
Woman locked up for 7 months in prison because of her ex, and she didn't do a damn thing. Set her up.
Okay, no, you're hearing me. I don't want to watch it now. I don't like that.
It's 4 parts. I still haven't watched the 4th part because I'm like, y'all just tested my page, and then Diddy got arrested. So I've been behind on a lot of stuff. Worst ex ever, Netflix. You're welcome.
Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, but
it's hard. It's hard. It's well produced though.
Well produced. Okay.
4 different stories of different exes.
Okay, that sounds good.
The first 2 though are, woof, I don't know how I made it to the 3rd one. The first 2 are, ooh, but the 3rd one, I was like, this can't be real. It's real. People are serving time.
I'm probably not gonna watch it though. I don't like watching
I know
things like that, you know.
If you were married and you were like settled down, I'm like, okay. But if you're trying to get out there and date, especially as a woman, I don't advise. Don't advise. It's good though. Because I know a lot of people like to watch like the ID channel and things like that. If you're into stuff like that, then you will love Worst Ex Ever on Netflix. You'll love it if you're into stuff like that. I'm very conscious of protecting what I view. Yes. That's why when I report on Diddy and stuff like that, I'm like, ooh, Sage, ooh, wash off all this stuff, take a break. Like this weekend, I'm gonna really do some self-care. But people told me when I went live, they were like, here's some of the things that you should watch. I don't know why I decided to watch that late at night. I said, okay.
See, and I scare easily too. So
that's why I haven't watched the Deliverance.
Yeah, same. I haven't either. I don't do scary. I do
scary though, but I'm like, I don't know. This is based on a true story. No.
And
the Worst Ex Ever are based on true stories. And one of those stories were here in New York.
See, okay, I'm definitely not watching, but thank you so much for the recommendation. But I'm gonna pass on.
I'm helping others that are in the chat that might want to know.
Yes. Oh, how do we feel about no BravoCon this year, but they're doing the Bravo Fan Fest in Miami?
Yeah. I'm okay with it, to be honest with you, because it's work for us when we do BravoCon. So I'm like, oh, it's a nice break. People were asking if I was going to go to the Bravo Fest. No, I have my other things that I have working on. I got my own Empire After Dark tour. I have my own things. I got an apartment to decorate. I'm good for the rest of the year. I'll see you guys at BravoCon next year.
Yes.
Just saying.
But I do love how we're getting a lot of just, parties and events for the different premieres. Like, that's always fun.
Yeah, because they've never done that before. And I think it's because they didn't do BravoCon. That's why they wanted to keep that momentum going, because they knew people would actually show up.
Mm-hmm. And the turnouts are huge.
Yep.
Like, it's a big, and the music oh my gosh, it was good last night. The music was amazing. It was at the Chelsea Factory.
Oh, Chelsea Factory still open?
Stunning.
I didn't know the Chelsea Factory was still open.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and it's free to the public today. Actually, it's free to the public today.
You can go in and take pictures, and
they have the whole exhibit. So if you guys, all my New York subscribers, the Chelsea Factory is open today. I think it's like from now until like 8 or 9 p.m. You can go. It's free. Obviously, like the drinks, if you go today, you pay for your drinks and food and all that. But yeah, it's a really good time. You can take the pictures of the exhibits and all that. It was really fun.
Oh, look at them.
Good times.
I was in my bed. No, I wasn't actually I wasn't in my bed. I was working on a Diddy story last night. I mean, it's worth it. The video is doing very well. Thank you to all of you that have been watching my Diddy updates. I've been trying.
They're good. I was watching last night when I got back.
Oh.
It was like midnight. I was listening. I was like, oh, this is so good.
A mess. I mean, the situation is a mess. I mean, I've been really digging into a lot of what's been playing out, especially legally wise. Mm-hmm. So it's a mess, and this is really just the beginning. Like, we haven't even started a trial yet. We don't even have a trial date yet. I think they were saying like October, but I don't think that's going to happen. He has another date this week in regards to another hearing this week. So the Diddy stuff will continue.
I just hope that he spends the rest of his life under the jail. I want him to get at least 2 life sentences.
You told us that.
80 years on top of that.
I think though he's going to go down swinging, meaning that he's going to share a lot.
How can he go down? Even if whatever he does share, he's still going to be in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah, but I think he doesn't care. That's how sinister and just unaware he is. I think it doesn't matter to him. He said, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to take everybody and their mama down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, well, listen, I hope that he does name names and spill, but I just want to make sure that the judge has him under that jail for the rest of his days.
Where will he end up? Because I know right now he's at the Metropolitan Detention Center, but once he's like convicted, like what jail are they sending him to? Anyone know? I should ask Stephanie.
So you say? Right?
But that's also temporary too. Ew, right? Because oof.
Wait, is that temporary?
I don't think it's necessarily temporary, but I can't imagine them putting him there indefinitely. He would definitely be under the jail over there. She's like, that sounds fitting, you know.
Great. Music to my ears.
I mean, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
Right?
I don't know.
You know, what can you do?
Yeah, people tell you Rikers is a jail, not a prison. So yeah, so they're going to send him somewhere.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Look, we don't know anything about that life. We know nothing about that life. We never visit anybody in Rikers. We might have some of us might have had some family members that have gone, but we don't know nothing about that life. I know there is a difference between jail and prison. Diddy is in a detention center right now awaiting his trial. Oh, wait, and you told me, I don't know if you said this on the live, that the detention center is not too far from the cheese factory.
It's right around the corner from the Junior's Cheesecake, where he sent the band to walk to get cheesecake and then making the band episode. So look at that. Look at that karma already. So I hope that they give him some cheesecake. Like, oh, remember that cheesecake you made them go walk to in the middle of the night from Midtown Manhattan all the way to Brooklyn? And he's right there.
I wonder if he saw it on his way to the detention center. Like he went right past it. Like, oh, damn. I think we're saying this because we are very self-aware. We're talking about a person that might not be all there.
Well, yeah, he's not all there. He's
probably not thinking about any of that.
He's probably talking about, oh, I could go for a slice right now
with some baby oil. No.
Oh, my Lord. You know,
the diddler.
I just want justice to be served. And I'm just so happy and thankful that Cassie came out and opened up the floodgates.
She's here in New York.
Right now?
Right now. She was photographed yesterday, hanging out with friends and things like that, smiling and looking happy. And I was like, oh, she's in New York, so I wonder if she's talking to the feds as well. I mean, I believe she already has been in cooperation, because if you look at the indictment, a lot of what was in her lawsuit is in there. So I don't know if they live in New York, her and her husband, or she was just visiting.
I think they're in California. They're in LA.
Yeah, who knows? I know she got a nice check. She played chess, not checkers. She got her multi-million-dollar settlement and still got them.
Mm-hmm. That's
good for her. And all you people that are blaming Cassie, saying, "Oh, you think Cassie is at fault too?" Screw you too.
Yeah, because how could nobody? There's no fault on her end at all.
No,
she is 110% the victim.
Young Miami as well. We're talking about a man with power, with AR. You know what? At the house, in his bedroom. Leave these women alone.
I think though with Carisha, it's different because her demeanor. because a lot of people feel that she might have been maybe not involved, but there is chatter because remember when she was arguing with Diddy's side piece, Gina.
Oh yes.
And that tweet that she said, well, she still hasn't taken it down, and she said called her out of her name, and she said, if I wanted to, I could call Diddy right now, and he'll make you eat and you'll get on your knees and do it. And that tweet always had people looking at her with a side eye. It just her situation's a bit different from Cassie's because people don't look at Caresha as a victim. And the way she was so nasty, the way she got on her high horse when she was calling everybody a hater. She said that we all wanted her life, that we're just mad that we're not with a Diddy. She was saying that so people don't have sympathy for her because she was so nasty and on such a high horse because she just knew that she hit a lick. She got a baller.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna defend Caresha. I'm gonna defend Caresha because I think a lot of people always think, oh, it will never happen to me. I'm the top dog. I'm the number one because she's been manipulated by this narcissist for however long. I'm gonna give her grace because she was in that moment thinking that she was. Do I believe that he turned on her and treated her just as bad as he did everyone else? I do. And she probably is happy as hell that he's locked up. They won't let him out.
Come on, Akon.
Now that would have been poetic justice. They played that on his way to the MDC.
Passing the
junior cheesecake. Damn. And it had a little bottle of baby oil in the back. Like, what the hell is that baby oil doing there?
I am screaming. But I feel like we covered all like the latest topics. I had the best time.
Yeah, me too. This was fun. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to end the live here, but I just wanted to say thank you again for coming on. Kempire, please never be a stranger. You are always welcome. I had the best time. Please let everybody know where to find you. I mean, even though you are the king of YouTube, in case somebody doesn't know, please let them know where they can find you.
Everything on social media like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter is at the Kempire. On YouTube, it's Kempire. And subscribe to my podcast, Kempire. And stay tuned. I have some, hopefully, tour dates to announce. Stay tuned. I just can't announce them yet.
Of course. Yeah, we move in silence over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's coming up. So thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
This was amazing. And on that note, guys, we're going to end it here. Y'all have an amazing, amazing day, rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you guys for joining.